Following the unanimous reinstatement of the two expelled lawmakers, Justin Jones and Justin Pearson, Tennessee Republicans have decided to, we're just going to pack up as quickly as possible and get out of here. Gotta go. Now, according to Phil Williams, an investigative reporter at News Center 5 on Twitter reported this, quote, feeling the intensifying public heat, multiple sources are telling me that Tennessee House Republicans are telling members to pack for a long week when they come back on Monday and hope to adjourn by Friday or Saturday. Now, that is supposed to be a 2-week session. They're trying to pack it up a week early. Get it done. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Now, the independent progressive outlet, the Tennessee Holler, echoed that report by saying, we're hearing the same. Tennessee Republicans want to end the scrutiny and are scrambling to end this session sooner than expected. Gee, I wonder why. I can't figure it out. I mean, why would they be just, wanting to hurry things up and to get out the door? Well, you could, of course, say that, look, maybe it's got nothing to do with the intense national scrutiny after pulling off an incredibly racist move against these two young black lawmakers, and of course attempted to remove a third female lawmaker who was white. For some reason, didn't have the votes to get rid of her. Wonder why. No, maybe it's they just want to get back to, I don't know, they want to get back home. They want to spend time with their families, or they want to fundraise. No. Well, okay, they probably do want to fundraise, but mainly, getting the hell out of Dodge. That's my guess. Now, look, the decision to oust Democratic representatives Justin Jones and Justin Pearson for their disruption of business on the floor of the Tennessee House did spark a lot of protest at the state capitol, and again, drew a lot of national attention. We've been talking about this a lot of, again, not just progressive media, but establishment media. We're all talking about this. Apparently, they cannot take the heat. What's the matter, Tennessee Republicans? You don't want to be in the spotlight? You don't enjoy the national lens, the scrutiny? You getting a little hot under the collar? What's going on? You don't like people digging into your records, what you're doing, what you've done in the past? It's a real shame. Real shame. Look, Tennessee Republicans, as I pointed out before, and I'll get into more detail now, they have a history of scandal. They're no stranger to these kinds of salacious stories, but they never get a lot of national media attention. Yes, there was local media attention, local, again, outlets doing journalism, writing about this, but generally, somehow, they kind of stayed off the national radar after some pretty salacious scandals. Let me get into them. Now, just last year, for example, former Republican State Representative Robin Smith had been accused, along with the former House Speaker Glenn Casada and his one-time Chief of Staff, Cade Cothran. So those are two names, by the way, that are going to pop up a lot. Apparently, they have been charged with illegally funneling money to themselves through both campaign and taxpayer-funded work. Oops. Little bribery scandal, little kickback scandal. Fun. Republicans, man. Now, in the case of those investigations, there was text messages between Cothran and Casada showing a lot of racism. There were, they would casually drop the N-word and disparage, of course, black people, calling them, of course, stupid. I believe one of them even referred to as black representatives or black people as baboons. So, yeah, gee,
The Republican Party's racist.
I don't know why people would get that idea. I just don't know where they would get that idea that Republicans are racist. Whoops. Now, there's more, by the way. So Justin Jones was one of the ones that was removed. Turns out Justin Jones has a bit of a history with Mr. Quesada. In fact, back in February of 2018, before Jones was elected into office, he'd actually been arrested. Now, look, the right wing is like, oh, see, look, criminal. You say criminal. The black person criminal. You see that he's doing crimes. Rioter. Antifa. Black Lives Matter. Yeah, he was arrested for throwing a cup at Quesada. Which, by the way, I don't know. If you're throwing a cup, it doesn't seem like a assault charge to me. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm not saying you should throw things at people. But you know, this was. You'll see what happened afterwards. Okay, I will let you know. See, he was arrested in 2018, but was released on bond, and then there was an attempted frame job. In early March, there was a motion of that year filed to revoke Jones's bail, citing an email that Jones had allegedly sent to Quesada's chief of staff that was copied to the House Speaker, thus allegedly violating his bond conditions. Remember, part of his bond in that case was that he couldn't have any contact with Quesada. So, well, now, oh man, if you're sending emails, well, then obviously that would be initiating contact. Now, the DA's motion was based on a photo of an email with the date of March 1st. That is just one day, coincidentally, after the no contact order. That is a big, big coincidence. No, it turned out to not be true. Jones actually had the original email, which was dated February 25th. That was before his arrest. The DA's office ended up admitting that their so-called evidence came from the Speaker's chief of staff. And so, you know, it looks like they had tried to send Jones back to jail for, again, throwing a cup. Thankfully, that, of course, that entire thing had failed, and the charges against Jones ended up being dropped because it's ridiculous because he threw a cup. I'm just glad none of them were armed. I mean, geez, right-wingers, you throw a cup or you throw a plastic bag, you're almost asking to be shot, according to them anyway. Thankfully, that didn't happen. Now, Quesada ended up stepping down from House leadership in 2022, then was indicted on bribery charges along with Kate Cawthron. Their trial will actually be in October of this year. So we're going to see that play out. And that's just some of the dirt. There's more, by the way. Look, Republicans in Tennessee, lots and lots of dirt, lots of things to shovel through. I mean, it's bad. It's one Republican lawmaker being accused of sexually assaulting high school girls, students, 15 and 16-year-old girls that he had both taught and coached. Those allegations, well, that person that was, basically accused of these crimes was made chairman of the House Education Committee for the Republicans. Weird. It's almost as if like Republicans don't care about groomers. Because that clearly grooming. Where are they? Where they? Are they going after these Republicans? No, of course not. Now, to be fair, of course, the party, once this comes out, it's like, oh, no, we want nothing to do with them. No, that's when you got heat on you. When you actually get attention for these things, that's when Republicans say, oh, my God. Oh, I can't believe this person. Yes, we have to get rid of this. Oh, we have got to get rid of this person. What a terrible, terrible person. And not only with all this other stuff, but you just have the petty stuff. I mean, first there was, I mentioned a couple of incidences of racism. Another member that presented a bill about sanctuary cities back in 2018 had also used a disparaging, slur against Latino, people while telling the story. And on two separate occasions in 2020, Republican legislators, publicly cracked jokes about black people and fried chicken.
The Republican Party's racist.
I wonder why people keep saying that. Weird. Now, there's also other things, two other incidences, right? For one, there's intra-party fighting. I mentioned this already, but there was an unnamed legislator that had peed on another legislator's chair. This was over some social media posts. It's the PP incident. How did none of this get attention? Oh, you know what? I probably know why. Donald Trump being president. Everything else just kind of flew under the radar, and now we're all playing catch up to how completely and utterly effed up at least Tennessee is, and to be fair, a lot of other places. Wow. And finally, members of the other party, by the way, were also, there was retribution on them. And again, we already knew this because we saw them enact retribution on Jones and Pearson. But also there was a Democrat who had declined to support the current speaker's reelection bid. What did they do with her? They had her office moved into a small windowless room, almost into the basement, basically. I mean, it's pretty much office space right there. Bribery, kickbacks, and maybe a stapler. I don't know. By the way, that Democrat is actually, again, Representative Gloria Johnson. So she had pretty good reason to be against these Republicans and for them to try to throw her out as well. They, of course, failed. But all of that really, really, really bad. Really bad. And so, obviously, probably the reason they're getting out of town. There is that adage. I'm sure you've heard it before. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Apparently, you're going to need that for at least some of the seats there, because you never know. But there's another part that goes along with that. That's actually not part of the saying, but I have noticed that sometimes when, you uncover some bad things in a dark place, well, you get some bugs that end up scattering. And that seems a pretty apt comparison to what's going on in Tennessee right now. Bugs are scattering.